My name is Derek Sorensen. I'm a certified mental performance consultant through the Association of Applied Sports Psychology, and I make films about the psychology of enhancing human performance. I wanted to introduce myself to y'all, but today's also the day of my long run, so I figured, no, why not both?
Now, Iggy Pop, the incredible punk rock star.
Tell me about punk rock. I've read
Well,
all kinds
I'll tell
of
you
reviews
about
of
punk rock. Punk rock is a word used by dilettantes about music and everything that's rotten about rock and roll.
Wait a minute
I don't
now.
know Johnny Rotten. I'm sure he puts as much blood and sweat into what he does as Sigmund Freud did.
I was born and raised in a small town best known for the guy who invented the frisbee and a thing called punch bags. In elementary school, I was a class clown. I wasn't allowed at recess and had to stay inside copying pages from the dictionary, which, unsurprisingly, only made my behavior worse. In high school, my grades were only good enough for admission at Weenie Haw Junior's Community College. Go Weenies. But thankfully, I was fast. Not fastest in the state fast, but fastest in my grade fast. I figured if I really committed, maybe I could get myself into college through running. I trained vigorously alongside my childhood friend who also had big track ambitions. We talked endlessly about what it would take to reach the next level, mechanics, lifting, diet, and especially mindset. That work paid off and I earned a walk-on spot at my dream school.
Junior at BYU, Derek Sorensen.
However, before college, I said farewell to my family and friends and moved to French Polynesia for a few years. That changed everything for me. No one spoke English, so I had to learn the local languages. For the first time in my life, I forced myself to sit, read, and study.
J'ai appris des langues et j'ai découvert que j'avais un potentiel plus grand que ce que mes professeurs ou moi avions imaginé.
When I returned to the US, I took a sports psychology class and was shocked to learn that there was an actual science to the psychology of performance. Just like my friend and I used to talk about, I was hooked. Between track and school, I had no social life. But somehow I met this great girl named Karen. She had never seen the Indiana Jones movies before, and it was my duty as a good citizen to correct that. We started watching a movie every Monday night. We called it Monday Movie Night. She must have really liked Harrison Ford because we got married soon after. We still watch a movie every Friday, now called Monday Movie Night on Friday. With clear eyes and a full heart, I applied to a handful of sports psychology graduate programs, and was denied from all of them. But the next year, I was accepted into my program of choice. Since graduating, I have coached a wide range of athletes and performers on science-based mental strength training. Let me show you how it works. First, mastering any craft requires skill acquisition, execution, and recalibration. For example, let's say you're learning to drive. First, you gotta acquire the skills: accelerating, braking, maneuvering, deciding who gets the aux, and if you want to be in the top 0.01% of drivers, signaling. Then you have to execute these skills. This can be in a stable condition like a small town county road or a complex condition like New York City in a rainstorm. Every now and then, you have to recalibrate these skills, like learning to drive stick or trying to regain the confidence to drive after an accident. This works the same in any domain. My career is dedicated to helping people manage their psychology to improve how they acquire, execute, and recalibrate their skills. In collaboration, we create a mental strength program for your performance needs. For example, let's return to the car driving metaphor. Pretend you're going on a cross-country road trip with your mother and father-in-law.
I have a great audiobook on the Civil War we could listen to.
Let's build your mental strength ice cream sundae for elite performance.
10 and 2, buddy. 10 and 2.
As a base, perhaps we use scientific strategies from acceptance and commitment training, cognitive behavioral therapy, existential psychology, or any other psychological intervention. Then we throw in some performance-enhancing tools on top like breathing, goal setting, visualization, or meditation. And with this individually designed mental strength program, you can do your best at the will on your road trip.
Oh, thanks for bringing us some.
The pursuit of excellence can be overwhelming at times. Between the misleading influencers, performance hacks, wellness trends, must-have gadgets, and, foot whispering? Pursuing excellence can be confusing, but the data on high performance tells a boring truth. Excellence comes from consistently showing up and giving your best effort. While this may sound simple, only a few ever manage to do it. It requires an extraordinary mentality, which, by definition, means different from the rest. A mentality that is unique, atypical, deviant, anomalous, against the grain, dancing to the beat of its own drum, punk rock. You know what? I like that wording the best. Let's use that.
You did a good job, Robert.
Using science-based psychological tools, the purpose of this channel is to help you acquire a punk rock mentality. To teach you how to be a punk rock athlete.